Welcome to Chapter 15 for Business Math called Sales. We are in Lesson 15.7, Selling Price Markup Based on Cost. So another kind of long title for this one. Make sure you're always reading through the chapter, look at the examples they give you, pay attention to the key terminology, the concepts. Why are we doing the calculation? What is it actually giving us? What does it mean? That way we can follow through and we understand what's going on throughout the chapter. Because eventually we usually get to a point where we have to use multiple concepts at the end of the chapter, and we want to understand the little pieces and how they interact with each other. All right, so that being said, let's go ahead and read the summary here. Some businesses use the cost of an item and the desired markup rate based on the cost to compute the selling price of an item. One method for arriving at the selling price when the markup rate is based on the cost uses these formulas. So then we have these formulas here. We have markup equals cost times markup rate on cost. Selling price equals cost plus markup. So we just have these two kind of basic calculations here. Nothing too crazy going on. We're going to complete the table and round the answers to the nearest cent. So I'm going to show you really quick what to do on the table. I'm not really going to do a lot of these calculations. Really, this whole worksheet is pretty simple as far as what we're doing. So we have our cost for each one of these types of items, and then we have our markup rate. So all we have to do to find our markup, since we already know we're going to mark it up 150%, we go times cost times markup rate, just like they said here, cost times markup rate equals your markup. So we're just finding out how much are we going to sell it for. So if we multiply 125, and I'm going to pull up my calculator here, 125, 40 times 150%, remember that's 1.5 when you type it in, equals, so we have 188.10. So 188 was 0.1, but remember, we do two decimals for money. So $188.10. The selling price, we need to make sure we add cost to get selling price. So we're going to add this back to the cost. So we have 125.40 plus 188.10. So the selling price is actually $113.50. So we're calculating the markup. How much are we actually going to mark it up for? And then we're adding that back to the cost so that we know how much we're actually going to sell it for. So rest of the calculations, I'm going to definitely let you guys finish that table off. And you're doing exactly the same thing on all of these problems below here. You're going to have a cost, and you're going to have a markup rate. So let's go ahead and look at this first one. The sports wholesale company buys treadmills directly from the manufacturer for $530.80 each. The treadmills are marked up 95% of the cost and sold to retail sporting goods. So we have our cost, we have our markup. So we simply just want to multiply $530.80 times 95%. And then we're going to add that back. So I'm going to write this out, not necessarily going to do the calculation for you, but times 95%. And that's going to give us, actually, I'll just go like this. It's going to give us the markup, which we put here. And then we're going to take the 530.80 plus, and we're going to, this amount that we just put in here, we're going to add it back, and that's going to give us our new selling price. So it's the same exact thing we're doing in the table. We just don't have the table to fill out. So first we find our markup, and then we add it back to the cost to find our total selling price. And like I said, you're doing exactly the same thing on the rest of these. So I don't think we really need to go through them all. I hope that helped, and I will see you in section 8.